What if the most terrifying stories aren't found in movies, but in real life, in places you pass every day without a second thought? Think about it. How many times have you walked past a house with curtains drawn, never wondering what history might be buried behind those walls? How often have you driven down a road at night, your headlights cutting through the darkness, never realizing what unfolded there years ago? How many times have you stood in silence, unaware that the ground beneath your feet once held screams that no one dared to answer? The truth is, horror doesn't wait for a stage. It doesn't wait for cameras, scripts, or special effects. It hides in plain sight, in bedrooms where families tried to sleep, in fields where no one was watching, in the places where the ordinary slips into the unexplainable, without warning, without mercy. Some doors never should have been opened. Some stories were never meant to be told aloud, and yet they remain, passed down in fragments, whispered in fear, or carved into police records that read like nightmares made real. When survivors speak, their voices tremble, not because they've forgotten, but because they remember too well. When neighbors recall what they saw, their eyes drift away, as if looking into the shadows is easier than facing the memory. And when entire towns choose silence, it is because the truth unsettled them so deeply that words could never make it feel safe again. These aren't tales of imagination. They are lived experiences, accounts of terror that clawed their way out of reality, leaving scars that time could never heal. Some ended with answers, others with only questions, and many remain frozen in mystery, waiting to be unearthed by those willing to listen. Dean of Dread exists for that reason, to gather the fragments, to give voice to what others tried to bury, to step carefully into the places most would rather forget, and return with stories that prove, sometimes, the worst monsters are not conjured in nightmares. They walk among us unnoticed. So tonight, as you listen, remember this: the house at the corner, the empty road, the silence outside your window. All of them could be more than they appear, and the stories we share are not warnings of what could happen. They are records of what already has. Welcome to Dean of Dread, true horror, real nightmares, and tonight accounts so chilling. You may never look at the world around you the same way again.